Believe with an open heart this sacred night. By the end of this prayer, you will feel a profound transformation, a healing you've been waiting for in the most hidden places of your soul. Yes, you who arrive here at this moment still bearing the marks of wounds that no one sees. You who carry stories of pain that you share with no one. You who wish to finally be healed from all the hurts that have left invisible scars. This prayer was made especially for you. By the last paragraph, you will no longer be the same person you were when you began. The grace of Our Lady is ready to touch every wound, to heal every injury, to restore every lost piece of yourself. Prepare your heart. Prepare your spirit. Let faith flow through your veins like a sacred and irresistible balm that brings true and complete healing. My beloved family of light, we who believe in the infinite power of prayer in the silent hours of the night, we who recognize in Our Lady the greatest spiritual mother of the universe, the one who knows every wound, every tear, every despair of her children, we come together in this moment of sacred intimacy. You are not alone tonight. You are not alone carrying this invisible weight. Here, you are part of a multitude of hearts that also supplicate for healing, that also cry out for relief, that also trust in the divine touch of a mother who never abandons her children. We are a family of faith linked by the same golden cord that connects our wounded souls to the merciful heart of Jesus and His Holy Mother. When you pray tonight, this entire family prays with you. When you weep, millions of hands rise to heaven in intercession for your healing. When you surrender, Our Lady herself holds your wound with the gentlest hands in the universe and whispers, "My daughter, my son, you will not suffer alone anymore. I am here. My maternal heart recognizes each of your scars. My divine balm will reach every place that hurts." We have seen in all the eternal teachings of Our Lady the most luminous truth. She is the one who heals, who restores, who delicately touches the deepest wounds, who brings relief where there was only nameless pain. She is the Mother of Mercy, the one who understands human pain like no other because she saw her son suffer, because she lost the one she loved most, because she knew the deepest loneliness a mother can know. And therefore, she never abandons her suffering children. She never passes by the wound without extending her hand full of compassion. You may have suffered traumas that marked your childhood. You may have carried rejections that wounded your heart invisibly. You may be experiencing losses that no one else mentions because many years have passed, but that still bleed internally. You may be carrying offenses that no one apologized for, abuse that no one acknowledged, abandonment that no one repaired. But know this, Our Lady comes to meet you this blessed night. She comes not only to listen, but to truly heal. She comes with hands capable of touching every wound, every scar, every place that still hurts even when you try to smile. I see in you now the pain you carry. I feel in my soul the anguish that tightens your chest when night comes and thoughts gain freedom to fly. I perceive the wounds that you hide so well during the day, those that explode in silent tears when no one is watching. Are you wounded? Yes. We all are in one way or another. Wounded by loves that were not reciprocated. Wounded by relationships that shattered us while we pretended everything was fine. Wounded by words that were said and scarred like hot fire. Wounded by words that were never said and left a void that persists. Wounded by decisions we made and cannot forgive ourselves for. Wounded by decisions we didn't make and haunt us with regret. Wounded by the circumstances that shaped us, by the events that forever changed who we were. But today, on this night that God created especially for you, you come to prostrate yourself before Our Lady, the one who is the Mother of Mothers, the one who is the Queen of Infinite Mercy, the one whose name is synonymous with true and profound healing. And she sees you, she knows you, she loves you with a tenderness that our human minds cannot fully measure. Feel now the presence of Our Lady descending like a gentle dawn in the night, like a golden light that sweeps away every dark wound of your being. She arrives with a mantle of celestial color that throbs like the heart of a mother who has finally found her lost child. This mantle is not just fabric, it is protection. It's healing. It is restoration. It is the embrace of eternity enveloping you at this very moment. Do you feel it? Can you feel the warmth of this healing embrace? Then let the tears fall, because the night is time to release everything that has been held back during the day. Allow your body to free itself from all accumulated tension. Let your soul breathe deeply. Let each wound begin to be touched by the divine hand of a mother who has healed millions of her children throughout the centuries. Because you are no longer alone tonight. The mother of Jesus is here, and she whispers to your heart, "My daughter, my son, I have come to heal all your deepest wounds." Deep, deep. This word contains divine knowledge, because Our Lady does not only come to heal the obvious wounds, those that everyone sees. She comes to heal the deep wounds, those that are buried so deep that you have almost forgotten they exist. Those that you can barely name because they were so painful that your spirit created protections to avoid feeling them completely. Those that left scars that move when you feel intense emotions. Those wounds, the deep ones. And it is precisely because they are deep that Our Lady reaches them with her infinite grace. Because her compassion knows no limits. Because her power has no boundaries. Because she is the one who can touch the most hidden places of your soul and bring true healing, radical healing, healing that transforms forever. Oh, Our Lady, Queen of heaven and earth, I come to you tonight with a heart overflowing with pain that I finally dare to acknowledge. I come representing millions of souls who also cry out for healing, who also need your transforming touch in this sacred hour. Hear my cry on this silent night. Hear the wound that throbs in my chest even now. Hear the silent scream of my soul that desires to finally be healed of all that hurts it. I carry wounds that come from my childhood, those that were left when I was too young to understand, too fragile to resist, too innocent to deserve. I carry wounds from relationships that shattered me and left scars that still bleed when someone touches me gently. I carry wounds of rejection that taught me not to believe that I am worthy of love. I carry wounds of betrayal that made me unlearn how to trust. But I lift my eyes to you. I lift my hands to you. I lift all my hope to you, because you are my mother. You are the one who knows each wound of her children as if they were her own wounds. I feel the weight of this pain. I feel as if I am carrying mountains on my shoulders. I feel as if I have roots that descend to the depths of the earth so deep that I cannot reach with my own hands. Yes, Mother, I recognize my pain. I name it. I surrender it before you, because you have taught me that every recognized pain is one step closer to healing. Every wound that we can finally name is ready to be touched by divine hands, because silence about pain only feeds it. The denial of the wound only deepens it. But when we say yes, when we finally admit that it hurts, when we courageously acknowledge the pain without shame or guilt, then it can begin to be healed. In this sacred moment, I surrender completely. I open my defenses that were closed in protection. I open my heart that kept the secret of the wound. I open my faith that was dormant from despair. And I say, with all the sincerity of my soul, Mother, I trust in you. Yes, I trust, because you have already proven throughout the centuries that your word never fails. Because you have already healed millions of your children from the worst wounds. Because you are not just an image that looks to the sky with a serene expression. You are alive. You are active. You are powerful. You are the great intercessor who walks through the heavenly court with the authority of a queen, asking her son Jesus to heal the wounds of her children and transform them into sources of grace. Oh, Holy Mary, I beg you, heal me from the wound that left my heart distrustful and closed to receiving love. Heal me from the wound that made me believe that I am not worthy of happiness, of success, of fulfillment. Heal me from the wound of abandonment that constantly whispers that I will be left alone again. Heal me from the wound of rejection that screams that there is something wrong with me that makes people turn away. Heal me from the wound of betrayal that paralyzes me and does not let me be vulnerable again. Heal me from the wounds of abuse that stole my innocence and left me scarred. Heal me from all forms of pain that were planted in my heart and created roots so deep that I thought I could never remove them. Heal me, Mother, because you are the only one who knows exactly where each wound is and how to touch it with perfect delicacy. I cry out for healing. I cry out with all the depth of my being. And as I cry out, I feel something starting to change inside me. It's as if a gentle hand begins to touch each wound with infinite compassion. It's as if a healing balm begins to descend upon each place that hurts. It's as if light begins to penetrate that dark place where the wound lived, untouched. I feel relief. Yes, relief. That relief that comes from finally being heard by someone who truly understands. That relief that comes from having the wounds recognized as real. That relief that comes from being touched by hands that bring true healing. Because you promised, Mother, and your promise is eternal. He who comes to me with his wounds exposed, I will never reject. He who cries out for healing, I will hear. He who opens his heart to my maternal and merciful love, I will transform. Write in the comments, I trust in Our Lady to heal my wounds, because every word you utter is a seed of faith that blossoms in the heart of God. Every affirmation of healing you make is a ray of light that pierces the darkness. Every testimony you share is a call for other souls to also know this healing power. Share this prayer so that more people may receive this blessing of deep and true healing. Because when you plant seeds of hope in the heart of another wounded person, you are participating in the divine plan of restoration. You become an instrument of God's compassion. You become a spiritual mother and father to those who still carry wounds in silence. And now, in this sacred moment, I feel the grace of Our Lady descend upon you in a visible, palpable, real way. Feel how this grace touches your head. Feel how it envelopes your heart. Feel how it descends through your lungs, allowing you to breathe with the depth of someone who is finally being healed. The wounds that hurt you begin to heal now, one by one. Heal the wound of rejection. Heal the wound of abandonment. Heal the wound of betrayal. Heal the wound of humiliation. Heal the wound of abuse. Heal the wound of guilt. Heal the wound of remorse. Every wound that ailed you finds its relief in this night of healing that Our Lady brings to you. I see you now different, no longer carrying the weight of wounds like a prisoner, no longer hiding the pain behind fake smiles. You are finally letting the healing happen. You are finally recognizing that you deserved to be treated with more kindness. You are finally understanding that it was not your fault if they were rude to you. You are finally releasing the guilt that was not yours to carry. And in this liberation, an immense peace descends upon your being, because you know that it was not your strength that healed you. It was the miraculous hands of Our Lady that touched each wound with the tenderness of one who is the mother of Jesus, the physician of souls. My heart overflows with faith now. My eyes overflow with renewed hope. My soul overflows with deep gratitude, because I know, with the certainty that comes from one who has already experienced divine mercy in a tangible way, that you are no longer the same, that you have left behind the wounds that held you to pain, that you are entering a new chapter of your life, a chapter written not by the wound of the past, but by the healing of the present that God creates for you in each new dawn. You are healed. You are healed, beloved creature of God. You are healed by the infinite merits of Jesus Christ, who suffered all our wounds in his body and transformed them into redemption. You are healed by the powerful intercession of Our Lady, who walks through the heavenly court bringing the healing of her Son to each of her children. Imagine now, as you remain in this prayer, the mantle of Our Lady enveloping every part of your body where there is a wound. This mantle is made of pure light, of divine balm, of eternal peace. Under this mantle, no wound resists. No scar remains open. No pain can survive, because this mantle is the symbol of the infinite love of a mother who does not rest until each of her children is completely healed and restored. Do you feel the warmth of this mantle? Can you feel how it cools the fever of the wound? How it brings relief where there was only suffering? How it transforms the wound into a story of redemption that you can tell one day? I declare with living faith, you are healed from this hour forward. I declare with absolute certainty, every wound that ailed you has been touched by divine grace. I declare with the authority that comes from being connected to the power of God. Deep healing is now your reality, because nothing is impossible for those who believe. Nothing is irretrievable for those who place their trust in Our Lady. Nothing is so deeply wounded that it cannot be restored by the infinite power of God. You are strong. You are brave. You are loved. You are protected. You are healed. You are restored. May each person who reads or hears this prayer receive in their heart the certainty of this deep healing. May each one feel the warm and healing touch of Our Lady's hand on each wound. May every doubt that may whisper be silenced by the voice of God. Consolation of a mother who never abandons her children. May every wound that may still try to reopen find insurmountable resistance in the glorious name of Jesus Christ and in the omnipotent intercession of Mary, Queen of Heaven and Mother of all humanity. You have reached the end of this prayer not as the same person who started. You left here the wound you were carrying. You left here the pain that was trying to suffocate your heart. You left here the despair that had been stealing your hope. And you receive in return healing, deep peace, renewed hope, the certainty that you will be protected, that you will be guided, that you will be loved with the unconditional love of a mother who never tires of her children, of a mother who continues to heal even when you sleep, even when you forget to pray, even when circumstances seem to suggest that the wound is still open. She is there, always there, in the celestial court, with her heart turned towards her children, pleading to the throne of God, Lord, heal my people. Lord, restore my daughters. Lord, protect my wounded children. And God, who is infinitely good, who is infinitely just, who is infinitely loving, answers the cries of this extraordinary mother, because she is the Queen. She is the intercessor. She is the one whose prayers have never been denied before the throne of the Most High. And therefore, your healing is guaranteed. Your restoration is certain. Your future is radiant with hope and peace that the world cannot give. Feel now the lightness that characterizes the one who has finally been healed. Feel how your whole body relaxes, as if all the tension accumulated by the wound had finally left you. Feel how your mind clears, as if the fog of pain dissipates to give way to the light of wisdom and understanding. Feel how your spirit ascends, as if rediscovering the lightness you had lost when you were wounded. You are healed. You are healed. You are healed. Repeat this to yourself as many times as you need until you completely believe it, because it's true. It's as true as the heart that beats in your chest. It's as true as the love of God that never fails. Today marks the end of a cycle of suffering and the beginning of a new cycle of healing and restoration. Today you leave behind chronic pain and enter into spiritual health. Today you leave behind the open wound and enter into complete healing. Today you leave behind the death of the soul and enter into the full life that God promised you. Because yes, you were in a way dead while you were wounded, but now you resurge. You resurge with the strength of one who has been touched by the power of God. You resurge with the wisdom of one who has learned that every wound can be transformed into a story of redemption. You resurge with the faith of one who has known in their own soul divine mercy. Your whole life is changing at this very moment. The relationships that suffered from the open wound are beginning to heal and deepen. The situations that seemed impossible because of the wound are finding new possibilities. The paths that were blocked by pain are slowly opening. The opportunities that you thought you had lost because of the wound are returning in even more blessed ways. Because you are no longer wounded. You are no longer bleeding internally. You are no longer paralyzed by pain. You are healed to live, healed to dream, healed to grow, healed to become everything that God planned for you to be from before the foundation of the world. Our Lady sees you in this healing. She rejoices. Her mother's heart overflows with joy to see her children being healed of their deepest wounds. She extends her blessed hands and says, "Now, my son, now, my daughter, you can love again. You can trust again. You can live with the fullness that comes from a healed soul. You can love with freedom of the heart. You can create with renewed hope. You can be with the peace that passes all understanding. And you hear her. You understand her. You believe her with every fiber of your being. I place you now under the eternal care of Our Lady. Her care not only heals the wound, but also protects the scar. They take care that the wound does not reopen. They take care that you do not return to the places that hurt you. They take care that you develop the wisdom to recognize relationships and situations that are not good for you. Because you are under the protection of someone who has already known profound loss and who will never again let her children suffer alone. May you walk from this day forward with your head held high. May you speak with the voice of one who knows they are loved despite the scars. May you act with the strength of one who has been healed and knows that they deserve this healing.